Claude has gotten so much more useful recently. I wanted to share some of the new updates and features with you that are making it my go-to daily driver for all things AI. It is just outstanding. Let's dive straight in. So I just want to show you around, and if you're not familiar with this area of Claude, in the settings, if you click your logo icon down at the bottom and then go into settings, you can customize what Claude knows about you now in custom instructions. So if you're not familiar with a power positioning statement and soul data, then check out our previous video on how to train Claude. I'll include a link to it in the description of this video. But essentially giving it your power positioning and soul data, it knows a lot about you. So straight out of the gate, we've now got an infinitely better AI. AI is a master of pattern recognition. So the better the context and the better the patterns we give, the better the outputs are that come back from the AI. So enough of that. Let's get into some of the other new details that are making this just an outstanding tool. So the first one is, if we click this little icon here, Claude can now search the web. So it can attach itself to a web search and create and look for data in real time, which is much more useful. ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini have done these for a while. So this is Claude playing catch up here. That's not really the thing that shines for me. What's shining right now at the moment is the connections to Google Workspace. So Drive, Gmail, and Calendar. And you'll notice down here, we've got these new icons from Drive, from Calendar, and from Gmail. And once you connect, this is where the fun and the magic really happens, because you can click these and you can now begin to engage and interact with your workspace content in ways that weren't possible before. They're not all of them even possible with Gemini. This is what makes it very special for Claude. So give me a TLDR on the new docs I've been given access to, analyze my writing style based on my docs. That's an interesting one. So let's try that. So now the AI is creating an artifact based on its analysis of my writing style, based on all of my Google Docs. This is a really interesting way to leverage AI to create that analysis of how we speak, the patterns in our languages, and then we can give even more contextual data to the AI so it knows exactly how we write. And do you know, when we do these things, it just becomes infinitely more useful because it's so much more tailored and customized to you. This is where AI is heading, and this is where AI is becoming much more custom and tailored, and therefore useful in supporting us as we go about doing our work. Let's see what this comes up with. So Claude tried to create a fancy React document, like tried to code it, and I kept getting an error after an error. So I abandoned that and just asked it to create a document, a simple document artifact. And here you can see it's analyzed my Google Drive documents to create style characteristics of my writing, voice and tone, structure and organization, language patterns, audience adaptability, document type strengths, and recommendations. So the idea here is that we can leverage this content to now create a brand style guide. So write to assist AI in writing like me. So that data can be leveraged to allow the AI to understand and know how to write much more like you. So your write style guide here now, from the analysis, this is important. If we ask it to write a style guide, it'll likely just draw on what it thinks a style guide should look like. Doesn't make that style guide uniquely you. This is the magic. So by starting with the analysis and then translating that analysis into a brand voice and writing style guide, we've now got a beautiful, powerful, tailored result that you can apply when you're writing with AI. So you can copy this now. This is an artifact in Claude. Another thing I like about Claude is this independent artifacts that you can do specific things with. So we could save that as a PDF, download it as Markdown, or just copy it, right? And the idea is that when we're in conversations with AI now, we can include our brand style guide. We can either upload it as a text file, or we can just paste it in like this into Claude. Write me a post for LinkedIn about the awesome new features in Claude. So now with this style guide, AI is going to be so much better at mimicking your tone of voice than it was before. And this is because we've got this integration now with Google Docs. So let's have a look at the others. Let's see what else is there. So from Drive, we can tell me how my project focus has evolved, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see what Calendar can do. Identify how my calendar habits reflect my personal priorities. Look at how my calendar has shifted this month compared to last. Give me tips on how to organize my calendar. Show me insights about my meeting attendance or patterns. This is really good for reflections, for self-improvement, for productivity, hacks. And then let's see what Gmail does. Create missed connections, personal ads. What idea themes consistently appear across all of my documents. Look at my docs and tell me what kind of genre writer I could be. That's interesting. Reveal blind spots in my knowledge base. Cool. So one of the things that we advocate in our Unlimited Inner Circle is the idea that we don't know that we don't know. So AI is a master at reflecting back and helping you to expand your thinking and become aware of what we don't know. So this is a great example of how leveraging what we've already got and pointing AI at our world, power positioning statement, soul data, brand voice guide, all of these things allows the AI to uncover what we didn't see before. It's really powerful. So now you can see it is looking at Google Drive, it's reading my emails, it's looking at my calendar events, and it's going to create an assessment of blind spots in my knowledge base. Let's see how it does. So here we go. We've got a knowledge-based blind spots analysis, and it's got landscape overview of what my focus areas are. It's got knowledge strengths, AI strategy, community building, education, content creation, knowledge gaps, technical AI implementation, industry-specific AI applications, data science fundamentals. Yeah, that's so true. Scaling an enterprise implementation. This is interesting because these are the areas that I'm actually growing and skills maxing, as Sam Altman says, right now. And then recommendations. So this will create a tailored learning plan for you, not just out of thin air, but based on your data. That's what makes these new features priceless for you. Now that we can connect these apps into our Claude, it can be so much more useful for your development, your engagement, your co-intelligence with AI, and the things that you can create as a result will just grow exponentially. Go have a play with them new features. Let me know in the comments what you discover about yourself and how you are able to go and impact the world even greater with this new knowledge. Enjoy. See you next time.